They happen to be one of my favorite bands over the last 10 years or so. I usually describe them as a good mix between somebody like Howlin' Wolf and the Rolling Stones, maybe with a little CCR sprinkled in there as well. There's a couple like multi-million dollar studios out there, and they're pretty reasonably priced too.
Now they're like the backup band for the Black Keys. Like they're the bass and like they have a bass and a lead player.
That's right.
Whatever. And they're like the players for the Black Keys now.
They were playing small venues and they played David Letterman, and then it was just gangbusters. It was like, oh, everybody's smoking cigarettes. Bygone era, man.
That's pretty awesome. It's pretty rock and roll. Like Robbie, their old drummer, busted his arm because he was like an arborist or something crazy, like cutting down trees.
So just tell me, like,
Rochester, maybe an hour.
Oh, it's an hour away.
Something like that. Yeah, pretty close down the road.
Tell the folks your story, because I think one of the things that's frustrating is that I think, and my friends think, it's like, you guys should be huge. And it's, we need to really spread the word.
No, well, we were terrible.
Yeah.
But that was the cool kind of thing, is that we were just learning our instruments together for fun. And it's a lot of fun. And I think eventually we moved out of the basement and moved into someone's garage and stuff. And we just kept going. And we started with a different drummer, but then, like we said, now we've been playing with Benny
since 2016.
We just kept at it, and we try to get better and learn with every album that we do. And we just stuck with it. It was actually a funny story. It was actually like the back room of a doggy daycare. Like we just slept on the floor in the studio for a couple days, just a weekend, and recorded in this doggy daycare because it was empty on the weekends. Do-it-yourself label, I guess. They're not like huge, but well known for putting out the Black Keys first.
They actually tweeted "Do What Comes Naturally," and I was just happenstance just clicked on it and started listening, and that's how I started listening to you guys back in 2019.
Lately, the past couple albums, we've been doing it ourselves in our own studio, which we're sitting in right now.
So everything's going to be all right. Took it to the next level, songwriting, as far as the fan goes. I mean, the first record was great, and then this one just really took it to the next level. That dude just rips on guitar. He's one of my favorite guitar players.
We try to do all the instrumentation live together at the same time, but then we did the vocals separate.
It was like we rehearsed and knew the songs. But I think we did make some small changes. You'd be like, hey, take this out, put this in. How about some organ here?
And so he brought a bunch of his mics and stuff, and he was the recording engineer. And so between Grant and Ben, they took care of all the technical side and everything. Those recordings had a certain charm to them.
Yeah. And
we broke that out again. We're like, that sounds really cool. But yeah, it really has a nice analog warmth to it. And like, even for the vocals, we like crank the levels up a little bit and kind of record in the red a little bit to add a little bit of that natural tape compression.
You're getting the particles in the room when you have a tape machine rolling.
I'd say.
The last time I saw you, we were like watching, and for a 3-piece, there's so much sound coming out of 3 dudes.
And then the way we ended up finally doing it was like just very, very simple. And I think it suits the song and the style really well. Lyrics until you have one line, right, or a phrase or something, and then the light bulb goes off, and then you're all of a sudden you're inspired. Yep, that's it.
What's helped me honestly is like the little note thing in my fucking phone. I know it's annoying we see on your phone, but like that note thing is like a good tool. I'm never gonna forget this. And 1 hour later, I'm like, fuck, I forgot.
I feel like the lyric kind of depends on the melody too, a little bit, like using like phrasing and whether the melody is going up or down, like trying to fit lyrics that fit like the melody of natural conversation that you would have, like inflections in your voice and things like that. I feel like helps to make everything flow a little bit better, if you know what I'm saying. We've always had heavy blues influence and things, like always love just classic blues guys, whether it's Muddy Waters, John Lee Hooker, and Elmore James, and Jimmy Reed, and all those kind of. This one, we're like, let's do a very cohesive sound, and just so this one's like more stripped down. There's just one guitar track, there's no overdubs, and it's just very more blues oriented. I'm excited about because it's really stripped down and getting back to our roots, and just just very, very strong blues influence on this one.
It is hard, man. It's a hard life to try and talk people into going out on the road and doing the big stuff.
Yeah, right after COVID, shows were awesome and everything was crazy for maybe the first couple of years, but now I notice a difference. Maybe people are just used to it now. Maybe in Europe, they treat bands better, like venues, and just overall get
Right.
treated. You get treat a little better. Things are different, but you know, people coming out to see rock and roll. It's funny. It's different but the same. I know that's a cop out answer maybe, but yeah,
It makes
it's-
sense. King or All Them Witches is going out on these pocket tours, I guess you would call them, where they go out for 10 days or 11 days and then go home and then go book another 10 or 11 days.
The first big run we did with them was like, I think like 35 gigs or something like that, like 35 gigs in 40 days. And that was probably one of the longer tours we ever did, but it was the most fun time I've ever had in my life.
I'm not ultra cool all the time, and I have to work a real job. Now it's, we sell, if you're not pressing vinyl now as a band, you're losing money. We sell tons of vinyl, like brand new, and you can get $30 vinyl. So.
And a lot of places do it now too.
But that's where the technology is really helping all of us out that way. It's like we have opportunities, tools are there, you just got to use them. Dude, there's this badass record store out there. It's 2 warehouses, but the other warehouse you don't have access to, but that warehouse is filled with records. Hey man, like you got to put that on Spotify. And he was like, he got a little rigid. He's like, nope, I'm sick of that shit, man. I'm not dealing with that anymore. The definition of success anymore is first the art, like getting it out, like making something you're proud of. I always tell everybody, like, you guys sound something like a mix of like Howlin' Wolf and the Rolling Stones, if that's fair.
Cool.